And we started just like that.
Bam! Wow!
Turn it off.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm not ready.
You don't like it?
No, I love it. Let's go.
Okay, cool.
I'm a liar.
All right. This is episode 2 of Between the Panels.
Yeah, our comic book podcast.
Yeah,
a little bit more intimate.
Yeah, nice little.
It's an intimate,
quiet
podcast.
gathering.
Intercast.
I'm kicking us off as Brad.
And this is Kris.
And this is Alex.
That's Alex. 2 in a row. You're back, baby.
I know, I got it.
Back.
I didn't miss it
man.
this time.
All
I didn't miss him.
Consistency, babe.
I am the least consistent.
So, if you listen to the first Between the Panels, we're basically just kind of be doing the same thing. Go through.
Yeah, just what we've been reading, what's kind of getting the headlines, and what our opinions on it, and what we think is cool, not cool, and what we're looking forward to or what we're not looking forward to.
Because comic books are everywhere now.
Yes.
I should probably start reading them.
Well, you've been reading Archie?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
We'll start off with the ruler.
The big two?
Marvel.
Number one, though?
DC's trying, but
the king of all things right now, comic book, yes.
Marvel, yeah. Civil War 2.
Yeah, Civil War 2 is kind of like at their halfway point.
Still haven't read it. I think I'm going to wait for them all to come out.
That's fine, yeah. I mean, it's a...
Because otherwise I'm waiting.
It's an okay story. I don't know. It doesn't feel from where the beginning of Civil War 2 to where it's at currently right now, it doesn't feel as like shock value as the original Civil War.
Do you think maybe that's because we've seen it before?
Yeah,
right.
I would think 2 things. One is because it's the writer. Bendis is a different writer than Mark Millar. Miller kind of goes for the shock value and kind of he kind of like teases the reader and then shows something, and where Bendis kind of tells a more rounded out story. I mean, there's some big moments that have happened, you know, like currently right now, War Machine's dead.
Mm-hmm.
She-Hulk has been in a coma or near death. She's just now kind of getting out of it, but we don't know what the effects of the fallout from her getting hurt are.
It's probably going to be something super.
And then
powered even.
And the big moment so far is that Hawkeye killed the Incredible Hulk.
Oh no!
How?
Because
probably an arrow.
Spoiler alert.
He shot him with the super.
So what happens is there's a
Hulkbuster
flashback, and then Bruce Banner actually asks Hawkeye to visit him or talk to him, and he tells him, you know, I've been doing good, and you know, I'm not hulking out anymore right now. I'm trying to figure out, you know, the cure and whatnot, but you're the only person I trust to do if I ever go out of control again, to kill me. And he gives him the way to kill him, which is like an irradiated arrow.
And right.
So,
an arrow.
And of course. And so at first Hawkeye doesn't want to do it. He's like, don't give me this. I mean, you're my friend. I don't want to do this. He's like, it's because of that I want you to, that you're the one to do it, because you understand. And so he reluctantly agrees. And then, you know, the whole gist of the Civil War for this time is that there's an Inhuman that can tell the future, or is precog basically. And he foretold that the Hulk would kill everybody. He saw it. So at the climax, the middle issue for this big series, the Inhumans and the Avengers go and confront the Hulk, and they're like, again, without provocation, they just show up at the door and like, hey, you're gonna kill us all, which is kind of...
That's like how the Avengers handled business. It's like, what threat? Let's go ahead and fight it right away. It's not no investigation.
Right?
Like, they're
You're
first...
gonna kill us.
And so...
my coffee.
Like, no matter what.
And at least the decent thing is half the Avengers are like, no, you know, we're just here to see if you're doing all right. The other half want to take them in. And so... they're not even when they talk to Bruce Banner, they're not really like saying, hey, you're gonna kill. They're trying to ease it in, like, hey, we kind of got this. And then basically he figures out why they're there, and he gets angry, and before you can tell whether or not he does change or not, Hawkeye shoots him in the head.
Oh.
And so that's kind of where it's at in regards to the Civil War and the
I was
fallout.
like moments like that where like a superhero kills another hero like that, or is dead, and everyone's like, what the why? It's like that moment in South Park where Kenny threw the ninja star at fucking
but
Butters' eye, and it was like all cool for a second, and then it's like, and it got really real, and everyone was like, "What the fuck just happened?"
Why? and that's pretty much the same feeling I get with the book. Is like, okay, so these are big moments, right? But it doesn't feel as big or enormous or as enormous as the first Civil War, where by this time all the heroes had chosen sides. Like, you're either with Captain America and Iron Man, and they were already making moves to like attack each other. Whereas this one, it just feels like it's really only against Captain Marvel and Iron Man, and the rest are kind of just like
at the wayside. Like, why are you guys fighting again?
Yeah,
Why is it? Why are you trying to have a Civil
and
War?
I'm waiting for that shoe to drop to see where like, oh yeah, I'm sticking with Iron Man, and
where the lines.
Yeah, and then
drawn.
where they actually are starting making moves against each other. Because right now they're all still kind of hanging out. They're all like, they're just screaming at each other like, Carol, you dumb bitch. You shouldn't be using precog to tell the future, because the future is never concrete.
Yeah.
And
fuck you, Tony. My
exactly.
report was an awesome
She's basically
movie.
saying, she's basically saying, fuck you, Tony. You have nowhere to speak with the way you've been acting. You know, being mightier than thou, Mr. Futurist. You think you know where the world's going. Well, fuck you. You know, and I don't know.
Maybe he does.
I just don't. And I can tell that they're trying to tread carefully, because they don't want to paint Tony in the same light they did in Civil War I, you know, where he was so cocksure about everyone being registered and everything. Whereas this one, he seems a lot more tentative about anything. Like, he doesn't want to go back to doing Civil War I, which we all know it's going to be, because it's Civil War II. It's got to go that way. But he's like doing everything in his power to like not have it come to that.
Still sounds like they need. Has it been revealed yet if the precog thing is a fact?
No. Well,
it's
see,
still just
so where
it might happen.
Where it's currently at is that Tony Stark copied the Inhuman's brain so that he could see how that power works, and he does find out that it's not an absolute. It's not absolute. And that's what causes him to go.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, right?
Exactly.
Like, yeah, like everyone's just
like, if you're going
everyone
in that direction,
trying to prevent it from happening is what's going to
yeah,
cause
if you
it to
keep
happen.
going that direction, you're gonna make it happen.
Guys, just go back to being your super in your own town.
Yeah, it's kind of an
And
equation.
forget about it.
You think Hulk will kill people? You piss off Hulk. Hulk will kill people.
Right? Exactly. And so, I mean, it's not a bad story at all. I'm just kind of waiting to see when it feels more impactful. Basically,
when the world changes.
Yeah, like I'm not seeing anything like, oh my goodness, this is.
So far, it's just like intertwined.
You know, because like, remember how you told me how you felt when that Thor clone killed Hercules, right? That was like
giant. What's his name? Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But you know what?
Gigantic.
Yeah, but it was like, holy crap. When you find out that Tony and Reed had been in cahoots and making that
the
prison.
Ragnarok guy is crazy. Oh yeah, the space prison
and all this stuff. Like, all that stuff was like, oh my gosh, they're doing all these things. Or when
Captain
Captain America recruited the Punisher, you know what I'm saying? Like, those were like, oh my gosh, they're just escalating, and there's really no escalation going on. It's just people. It's a big dick con. Yeah.
Weird.
So that's kind of where I feel with
one of them doesn't even have a dick.
But
Carol.
Yeah.
Damn it, Carol.
You don't know.
She could.
Or you could just call her Brie Larson now, because that's who's.
Oh yeah, she did get it nonsense. Cool.
Sexy Brie Larson.
So is she getting a solo film?
Mm-hmm.
No, I think she's appearing first in Avengers: Infinity War.
Oh really?
And then from there she'll get her own movie.
Okay. And Doctor Strange is supposed to be in Infinity War too.
Yeah, all of them are gonna be in Infinity War.
Pretty cool.
It's gonna be an infinite amount.
Of infinity. An infinite amount of infinite.
Oh, that's
Avengers.
pretty cool. I want to see a scene with Doctor Strange and Star-Lord.
Star.
I feel like those guys would play off each other well.
Well, the big rumor, and I don't know, because I've heard that things have course corrected or they've just altered as time has passed on. But the big idea was after Avengers, the Infinity War 2 movies, was that there would be a new Avengers, and it would be led by Doctor Strange and Black Panther and I think Captain Marvel would be in it. That's
Carol Danvers.
Oh,
that's Brie Larson.
Right.
But it may be Star-Lord or one of the Guardians of the Galaxy would be in this new Avengers team.
Screwed.
And then they would be the Avengers for that phase, because that would allow them to do a whole James Bond type towards the original, like bring back the original Avengers but with new actors, because by that time it'd been so much time had passed that they could recast it with new people.
They're thinking about rebooting a franchise they're still in the middle of making.
Well, we gotta reboot it, guys.
It's not really called a reboot, but I mean rebooting in terms of who's playing those characters. Because again, Robert Downey Jr. is already in his 50s, you know?
Yeah. But with the advances in medical technology
and CGI, we can make him look 18 again.
Yeah, we've seen it.
I just don't think he has it in him to be able to do more movies like that.
Nah, put his head on a cyborg body and let it go.
But that's what they were saying. You know, like that's how they can keep it self-perpetuating. Is that after every phase there would be a new Avengers lineup, but they could always bring back the original after a certain amount of time because time has passed and they can reintroduce those characters. It's just never.
15 years from now, we're gonna get a rebooted Iron Man with Robert Downey Jr. again.
Oh, jeez. But Alex, you were interested in the news that was coming out about a new Iron Man.
Yeah, so Iron Man. I haven't read any of it, but it's just like
Is it out yet?
It's out. It's happened. It's like she's been Iron Man, like in the suit and everything. So I've seen, like I just keep hearing things. I haven't read it, but like this chick, black lady. It's a black 15-year-old girl with a big ass afro. It looks really funny.
I'm assuming she's a super genius.
Oh yeah, of course she is. Like she made her own suit, and Tony was like, well, I think there was a fight that happened right in New York. Tony couldn't get there for some reason as Iron Man, so like she was like, now's my time to shine because I made an Iron Man suit, and so she fucking flies out there. It seems like the perfect like start for an Iron Man bad guy. I don't know, like because all of Iron Man's bad guys are just people who took his technology. And it was like okay. I'm gonna do it with whips. But like, yeah, so she gets her own suit, she fights off this thing, it impresses Tony, and Tony's like, let me see your suit. And she's like, okay. Fuck you, Tony. She doesn't even like Tony Stark that much. Like, she thinks he's kind of like
a douche.
A has-been and a douche, sort of. So, like, yeah, she's like, man, here's my suit. It's really shitty. He's like, you don't have any AI or any, like, what's your blah, blah. She's like, well, can I have yours? He's like, well, mine took blah, 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 blah. A lot of sciencey shit. But yeah, he, in the end, accepted her as the new Iron Man, and now she is, I think, going to be Iron Man. Or Iron Woman. Are they going to change their name?
I'm sure they're going to
change their name.
I hope so. Because Thor is a girl. And
that's what I'm saying. But Thor is an ambiguous thing. Like, Thor can be boy or girl. I would say. You know what I mean? I mean, traditionally, it's
man is pretty concrete.
Yeah, Iron Man it's a man.
I don't know. I just think you don't change that title just because the title is so traditional.
He can't. Iron Woman's just not.
It doesn't sound good.
It doesn't call it the Iron. She's the Iron now.
The Iron.
I'm sure.
I think it's cool.
It's cool.
What I would prefer. So, the reason I think this is cool is because, like, to me, it seems like one, a villain, but two, it could be like an Iron Man sidekick. Like Iron Man's never had a sidekick per se. Like he's had like people who work around him and stuff like that. But I mean, like a true sidekick.
I think the closest has been War Machine. But
but he went off and did his own shit after a while.
I don't know. I think it's been. This is the common thread or theme with Marvel nowadays because look at what they're doing. Like, there's two Spider-Mans. Yeah. There's Peter Parker and Miles Morales in the same universe now. Like they're in the same universe now because of the whole event.
In the movie universe?
No. Okay. In the comic books now, both the Spider-Mans, because of what we were talking about back when we were back in the HUD days with that big Marvel event, the Secret Wars, was because the universes were collapsing upon each other.
Because of Doom or some shit.
Yeah, because Doom saved it and hosh-moshed all these.
Oh right, he made Battle World or whatever.
And Miles Morales was one of the few superheroes that survived in the raft is what they called it, and so did Peter Parker. So when the universe got put back together, they both entered the same universe together.
So they double Spider-Man then?
Yeah, there's two Spider-Man.
So they like side by side swing?
No, I do their own thing.
Yeah, I think like Miles Morales is more of like the
because
the crook guy, while like
Peter Parker's
like science and space and shit.
Peter Parker is now rich in the comics.
He's like Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Parker Industries, right?
Yeah, because back before all of that, spoiler alert, back before all that, Doc Ock had taken over Spider-Man's body
and made him super successful. As both a hero and as a businessman. And then he's like, because like I don't even understand that storyline to me. It's crazy. Doc Ock switched his mind with Spider-Man.
He was dying. His body was dying. So he...
And then instead of like ending Spider-Man though with like his last... Because I feel like that's what Doc Ock would do. Is like end Spider-Man with his last dying ability that he
wanted to take his body.
And instead he was like, I'm going to be better than Spider-Man. I'm going to be the
superior.
best.
He's going to be superior Spider-Man.
His spider suit was weird though. He had like weird hands. I didn't like
his
hands were super
his
strange.
Claws.
Yeah,
he had claws. It was cool. But, so anyways, when Doc Ock was taking over Peter's body, he got him rich. He gave him his own business. He ruined a lot of relationships because he's Doc Ock and Doc Ock's an asshole. But he had at least set him up.
Oh, and he got him together with a midget. Straight up, Peter Parker was dating a midget. Dumped Mary Jane. Now a midget.
Now Peter Parker's back, and he's dealing with the ramifications of what Doc Ock did, and plus running this huge corporation. So he's kind of doing bigger, large-scale events, whereas Miles Morales is kind of doing what Peter Parker was doing back when he was younger. Okay. That's that.
Being, witty.
And then again, Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel is a Persian character or an Asian character, whatever you want to call it. She's Muslim.
There's like 4 Miss Marvels.
There's a Miss Marvel and there's a Captain Marvel, and then now look at Thor. Thor is Jane Foster is playing Thor now. Not Thor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Thor's going through some identity issues, so Jane Foster took over as Thor. So it just seems that Marvel's theme is they're trying to diversify now.
Who am I?
I mean, sooner or later they're all gonna come back because again, those are timeless characters and they all go through that cycle. And this is that time where
you need to shake it up.
This is the time, but everything goes back to the status quo. It's just the nature of the beast for comics. So,
I think it's a good idea.
I'm interested.
Female Iron Man, and plus, like
again, 2 Iron Mans isn't gonna kill anything.
It's 2 Iron Mans. You can't be mad at that.
I mean, there was already 2 Iron Man, War Machine. And so
he was called War Machine. What is this? Iron Bitch. Nice to call it.
It seems like. Wouldn't it have been a better choice to just make a new female superhero?
The problem is, this is actually more towards creators who write and draw, is that they don't want to make anything really new for these people, for Marvel or DC, because if they create any new characters, they lose those characters. Then they belong to Marvel. And that's the thing why if you see a lot of things, is nothing is being really... There's new stories, but it's with these same characters. No one's creating new characters within the Marvel universe or the DC universe because of that. If they ever do come up with new characters, they save them for themselves and put them in Image Comics, because if you publish under Image, you keep everything.
Okay. It's just like an underground brigade of writers.
Yeah, it's not even it's just that's the known practice to do business now. Okay. Is because, everything is either a potential TV property or a movie property or a cartoon or some type of CG anime. Everything that they create has the potential to be something more. And if you did that for Marvel, any of that wouldn't be going to you, and you wouldn't have any control of it.
I feel like if you're smart, though, you can keep your name attached to it somehow.
But again,
throughout the long run.
I mean, you'll always, I mean, everybody who created anything for Marvel, their names are always associated with the characters. But I'm talking about control of the characters, or control of how you want that movie to be made, or control of the
I guess that's just my preference. Like, I wouldn't cool. I got a fucking character in Marvel. Like that'd be me. Like I don't care who the fuck owns it. I created it. I know I did it. So, it's like a personal thing.
Okay. Pitch me a character.
Okay. Boomer.
What
There's already a Marvel character named Boomer.
I'm changing. He's gone. The one you're talking about is gone. So what he does, he's hands. His hands detach.
His hands. Okay.
And they touch things, and when they touch that, it explodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take that. I'm Marvel Studios.
Okay.
Boomer is now a gardener who uses his hands to just make cool, like hedges.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. But my name's gonna be attached to it?
Like buried in the credits.
But my name is gonna be somewhere on the book?
The book? No, in the credits.
And you'll get a fraction of any profit, especially if it
Done.
blows up.
Oh. Take it. Done. Easy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm going to the underground.
I don't know. I get it. Wanting to keep
as
your
a
character.
writer,
It makes sense. Wanting to keep your character.
I get it. Like, you know.
But if there's like... But you're already at Marvel where like...
Yeah.
Like, that's what I don't get. Like, what, just you're there to write... You're there to work for Marvel.
Because there's some things that are like, you know, if you create a character...
Maybe don't give like...
You don't give the creme de la creme.
I get... They should make new characters. You don't have to give the best ideas that you have, but give new ideas.
And that's
always new ideas.
And that's what they're like. I mean... That Miss Marvel is a new character. It's just under the moniker of a classic name.
She has like all new powers too.
Yeah, she's not.
Her powers are stupid. I don't like her.
Yeah,
I don't like the new ones. It's like really cartoony.
But
and stupid.
you know, and going back to just the creator thing, as a writer who would love to write a graphic novel or work for the big two one of these days, I know that I would love to tell a 12-issue tale of X-Men, but I'm not going to give them anything of like a new character. I just want to tell a story within the toys that are already there to play with.
Yeah.
Whereas I do have my own original ideas that I want to tell, but I'm not going to give it to Marvel or DC because, again, if I go through Image and I write and I write 100 issues of this original content, original characters, original story, and if it does good, then the TV production or the movie rights all have to come through me. I get to choose who makes it, how it's going to be shown, or even how it will even get brought to the audience. You know, that's important to me, you know, especially if I care about those things, you know. What if, you know, if I did it through Marvel and they were like, well, we're going to put it on Sunday morning, you know, I have no control because I feel like, no, that's an HBO adult type of story. I don't want it. I want more, you know.
Yeah, I get that.
That's the stuff. And that's all. But, you know, I totally would
but,
love to.
Okay, on the other hand, though, I still don't get why Marvel, as like the leads of Marvel, don't go like, you make me a new character. Mm-hmm. I own you, so make me a new character. Like, on that coin, you know, like,
I don't know.
There's like, the writers can come up with stuff, sure, but why isn't like,
it's just
main people like, make new things?
I don't know, it's just the way they make comic books now, or like, you know, what they do is they go to like a Marvel Summit or a DC Summit, and what usually happens is they will all get together, all the writers get together and pitch stories that will all interconnect with all their other, like, say I'm writing X-Men, you're writing Captain America, you're writing Avengers, we all get together and then we start pitching ideas, and then what they do is basically, oh, that's a great idea, yeah, do that. I can do, because of that, I'll do that with my story with this because it affects that, and then basically they map out the next 2 to 3 years worth of stories. That's how both like DC used to not do that, but now that they've seen that Marvel is so successful at that, DC's copied that. So that's kind of now the blueprint of how comics are made, is through this big summit where all the creators talk, map out for the next 2 to 3 years, and then go from there. So
I don't know. Sometimes you get things like Civil War 2 where it's like, do they have a summit for this, really? Did they write a fucking old-ass story like this?
And leading up to now the summit, and because of Civil War 2 and all this Inhuman shit, the summit has, leading up to the next big event, is Inhumans versus X-Men. You know?
That should be interesting, I guess.
I don't know.
Maybe.
How many times are you going to go versus X-Men? Like,
well, the X-Men are always causing problems, Chris.
No, they're not.
They literally are. They literally always are causing problems.
I'm fucking getting tired.
Captain America shows up. He's like, "Give me your daughter," and like, and fucking Cyclops is like, "No."
Yeah, right. It's like I'm just.
They're always just like, we don't want to do that, and then it always gets pulled out of proportion.
Yeah. And then they have to fight, and then they get turned out to be the bad guys. It's just. I mean, I hope this will finally be the big event that brings the X-Men back to being treated as a bigger toy in the toy box, so to speak. But you know,
so too.
But because of the current business,
I want a new show.
The current business ideals of the people who run Marvel, and they don't want to again give anything new to the X-Men, because then that gives it the Fox. So it's all these. That's what bothers me about this stuff. As much as I love the current pantheon and golden age of like great comic book movies and great comic book shows, and everything, and how comic books are now the mainstream genre.
But like the coolest things can't get made.
Yeah, I just don't like that now. Things can't be good because now there's, behind closed doors, machinations or plans like to hold that back because they don't want to give another company any more ammunition that make them successful. And I'm just like, you're holding back your own material because of stuff you're worried about that could happen. And that just really disappoints me. I mean, and I really hope they prove me wrong with Inhumans versus X-Men because
I don't know. To me, like right when the Inhumans get mentioned, I'm kind of always like,
I roll my eyes because they were forced to take over being the X-Men when they already have the X-Men.
It's just, and when I look at the X-Men and I look at the Inhumans, one is definitely not as cool. One is like definitely not as cool.
Exactly.
X-Men are born with their powers and they just like puberty happens and it's like, yeah, and it's not weird. The Inhumans go through an egg sac or some shit.
Yeah, like Terrigen Mist and they turn.
And then like their whole everything changes and it's sometimes just really dumb. One of the Inhumans is a dog.
Yeah,
he's a dog
with a tuning.
With a tuning fork on his head.
It's Lockjaw.
He is one of the top Inhumans. Like
the dog.
Well, he's a pet, but he's the royal. Yeah, he
can teleport. Like he's got cosmic powers. And you're like, what the fuck?
He's the king's.
In the end fight of X-Men versus the Inhumans, it's got to be Beast versus fucking Lockjaw or whatever. Like I don't even know, man.
They're gonna make X-Men look like the complete villains by the end of that storyline. They're like, fuck you, Fox, make a movie with that.
It's what they've been doing the past.
They're just gonna leave it like, oh, the X-Men are now part of the Nazi regime.
Yeah, they just kill people now. They're
all the Inhumans? The Inhumans are all immortal.
Oh yeah, they're all president now. They're every member of Congress.
They're every member of Congress.
So, if any people who work at Marvel, just please take care of the X-Men. Make them good again. Okay.
That last movie, man, it made me so sad. Because it had like the last 5 seconds of that movie was like the coolest 5 seconds.
Should have been the first 5 seconds
of any X-Men movie I've ever seen. It was the line of the X-Men team, all in their X-Men suits, like individual X-Men suits that they took time to make. And it was in the last 5 seconds. And then earlier in the movie, they put them in fucking flight suits again. You're like, what the goddamn fuck, Fox? I don't know, man. Disappointing movie.
I hear you.
So before we move on to DC, we'll go back to your guy for a second. What was his name again? Boomer. Okay.
Oh, you got ideas for Boomer.
So how did he get this power?
How did he get his power?
Yeah.
His dad cut his hands off. His dad cut his hands off.
No. His dad cut his hands off, and his hands fell in radioactive material.
No. His dad cut his hands off. But his dad was a military explosive expert and technician, so he's really smart. He taught his kid a lot of things. And his kid learned a lot of stuff, right? So, like, of course, after he gets his hands cut off by his crazy father, who then runs and is gone, he never sees him until the day he finds him, and then he kills him.
Oh, that's gonna be a big storyline.
Yeah, it's a big storyline.
Okay.
But he crawls down to the basement and he sees these experimental bombs that his dad had been working on, and right there he connects them right to his hands, and it just works.
Wait a minute. So you mean he doesn't have hands at all? He's just has balls.
It's just these 2 balls, 2 giant experimental bombs.
All right, we'll come back to him. Let's move on to DC.
Boomer.
We're gonna come back.
Get rid of Boomer. Boomer's coming through. Anyways, yeah, DC.
What we got? We got
Suicide.
Big time Suicide Squad.
Breaking records.
I don't know why. I'm gonna just say it out there. The critics don't understand their gripes with that movie. It is not Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice bad.
See, after watching it, I was like, this sounds like it's way more lighthearted. First off, like the tone of it is different. I don't know. Yeah, I get it.
It had it had a story that was it revolutionary or genius level storytelling? No, but it was a well told, put together movie.
Neither are the Suicide Squad. Oh, you know what I mean?
Like it did its job. It started at point A, it ended at point B, and it all made coherent sense. And every character played like every character they are in the comic books.
Yeah, they didn't try to do anything.
So I don't understand what the complaints are. again, and I mean, it was good action. There's moments that make you laugh. There's moments that make you smile. There's moments that made you go, yeah, you know, it's like Diablo, getting all meta superpower, you know, fighting the big behemoth.
Or that part where like Deadshot's on top of the car and like all those zombies
yeah.
are just like headshot.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's how I cut and run, motherfucker. That's such a great line. That was great.
Well, you know?
So I'll jump in as probably the closest thing to a critic as in the way of I've never read a Suicide Squad issue, which I would assume is the case of all critics. First 20 minutes were a bit of a shit show for me. Yeah. Pacing-wise, specifically. Story...
Was it because it was hopping around too much?
Yeah.
Trying to get everybody's story told just so they can get...
See, I thought that was fine because it was just trying... Like, they're just trying to tell who each of these people are.
Yeah, they're trying to get
the fact that it didn't change, like, it didn't leave the prison, it was all in the prison. So, like, to me, that made sense. That, like, showing each of the members, they're all there. Except for...
Boomerang. Which,
Captain
like,
Boomerang.
you never explain where he was up until he shows up in the fucking sack. It's like, Flash sack.
No, yeah. he was robbing the bank, and then the Flash showed up and said, nah, you ain't robbing that bank. And then they captured him, and then they brought him in the bag.
See, I think he doesn't actually... I don't think Boomerang ever got sent to Bell Reeve.
Yeah, he was never...
No.
Because Flash always keeps catching him and puts him in the Central City jail. Amanda Waller, after the last time... Took him. That's why he was in the bag. Yeah. They didn't explain that well at all.
Yeah. Pacing-wise was a bit of a problem. And then, of course, as usual, the villain was just nothing.
Yeah.
Enchantress was...
I don't know. I thought the pacing kind of stabilized as soon as they all got together.
Once they were in the city...
In the helicopter.
I was okay. It really, for me, it took until the final act for me, like, alright, I enjoyed this movie. For the first hour, I'm like, man, it's not over yet, huh?
Oh, see, no, I love it because all those actors, every single one of the actors in that movie nailed the characters. Like, Deadshot was, that's how Floyd Lawton is. He's just kind of like, I don't give a fuck. I'll talk who I want. I'll beat who I want. I'll do what I want. And then, like, Harley Quinn, crazy as shit. She nailed it. Killer Croc, doesn't need to say much. He eats people. You know, like...
I think I saw something.
They got it all going.
I mean, I'll kind of... Because, again, this was clearly DC's attempt to capitalize or capture the same magic that Marvel's Guardian of the Galaxy was. It was a bunch of...
I still don't see it.
Did not...
I still don't see that... I don't understand that comparison to me.
The reason why isn't in terms of characters or story or cosmic and crime. It's the idea of getting lesser tiered characters that are not named brand already together that are relying on their interactions with each other as opposed to a grand story that tells that.
But see, I feel like Guardians of the Galaxy, you could put the fucking Avengers in a movie and it would still be like a grand story. Like, that is a grand story.
I don't know.
They get a fucking Infinity Stone.
But
like,
to a person,
the universe changes.
You know that. To me, I know that shit. That, you know, or going in the head of a Celestial.
I just don't know. Comparing those two movies to me seems just like you're doing it because it's Marvel and DC, not because it's the same idea of movie.
I'm comparing it in terms of they used, again, before Guardians of the Galaxy became Guardians of the Galaxy, nobody knew who, other than people who read comic books, knew who that group of people were. Same thing with what DC's doing with Suicide Squad. Unless you're like a pretty good comic book reader, the only person that you're gonna really know is Harley Quinn and the Joker. All those other characters are pretty either middle tier or lower tier in terms of popularity, and that's what I'm trying to get. None of the characters in Marvel, that's what was such a home run hit. None of those characters in Guardians of the Galaxy were ever even middle tier. Those were all C and lower. And what they did was what made that movie work was not the story, but the interactions between all the characters. Rocket Raccoon and Groot. Rocket Raccoon, or and that's the same thing that they were basing.
Watching those two
Suicide
movies,
Squad.
I can't even I'm like, okay, they're teams. That's about like the only comparison I find between them is that they're teams and that they don't necessarily know each other very well.
The comparison would have been better if they ended up making the Sinister Six movie, because that would have been a better fucking parallel.
Sinister Six is Are you talking about Marvel?
Yeah, Marvel villain squad
That's what I'm
versus
trying to say.
DC villain squad.
Because that's
I get what you're saying,
I
Kris.
don't. I get.
And I'm not-
kind of get what he's saying, but like I don't.
It's not because I think you're thinking too creatively in terms of story and character. Where I'm just saying it's not that what they're copying. It's the blueprint of just getting lower
But to
tier
me,
characters.
that seems absolutely silly. I guess business to me is just silly then, because like they were in a boardroom. They were like, all right. Marvel has put together a team of C-level people. We need to put together a team of C-level people. Like, that sounds
Like,
asinine.
nobody in that boardroom
Like-
raised their hand like, how about we try and get Superman right first? Can we do that?
I don't know, man.
You
Like,
would think.
that's-
But how many missteps have they
'cause
taken?
every time I hear that, like, oh, this is just DC calling out to Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm like, that sounds like conspiracy. It sounds like sounds like a fucking conspiracist. Like, you just want a conflict there. Maybe they just fucking made it because it's a cool idea. Because Suicide Squad did kind of make a comeback in the recent years. People do like it. It is popular, kind of. I don't know.
I know.
The whole team aspect thing is really fucking cool. Everybody likes that since the Avengers happened. Like, that's all people want is team ups.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe DC wasn't necessarily saying let's be like Guardians, but they're like let's be different. And instead of putting a superhero team together, let's do what we have right here is our villain team. Let's put that together. You know, that's what I think. That's why I don't see the similarities. Is because it's like
It
just sounds crazy.
It's
to me.
not.
Like,
It's but see that's the thing. I think you're going along like they were actively trying to ape Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's not what we're people who say this like. Because I agree with this conspiracy, if you want to call it a conspiracy theory. I completely agree with it because all DC's been doing since the start of Marvel has been reactionary toward them. And I'm not saying that they copied.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say they copied, but I'm trying to say is okay. We need to go outside the box of the normal trend of what we're doing with DC properties, with Superman and Batman. We need to do something that will allow us to take it a little bit more lighthearted. Okay, bam. We also need to not, if this does mess up, we need to mess up on characters that aren't going to be that big of a deal if they don't work. Same thing that Marvel did. That's what I'm trying to say is like, it's not that they copied the characters or what they were trying to put together.
I think that the conversation you just had sounds fucking insane to me. Like, dude, that sounds fucking crazy.
You may think it's insane, but that stuff happens daily in Hollywood.
I don't know.
Daily. And if you don't think that there's an active competition between DC
Oh,
studios,
I know there's an act. There's
Dude.
the only two comic book companies that happen.
but I'm
Like,
trying to
there's
say
gonna
is
be
like,
a competition
DC
there.
has been reactionary ever since Iron Man.
I don't know, man. I can understand there are similarities in the fact they're teams, but like to me, those movies are like so different. I get something different out of Guardians of the Galaxy. Than
Of
what I get out
course,
Suicide
of course.
Squad. I get
I'm
like
not getting
everything
it.
out of.
I'm not
out of
saying that
everything.
they're copying, like I said, the characters or the tone or anything. The only thing it could be is like they're both funny. They both try to be funny. They're both whimsical and lighthearted, and they're both team players. And they are all at the time C-list players.
Mm.
That's basically as much as you can. But to not, I can 100% believe that DC made Suicide Squad in response to Guardians of the Galaxy. But they,
I
of
guess
course,
you can believe it, man.
of course, they're not going to
Whatever
say.
helps Christians sleep.
Of
whatever
course,
helps just go
of
to
course,
bed,
we're
you know?
not. Of course, we're not going to. They're not going to be like, we need our funny space team. No, they're going to be like, what can we do that still gets that tone within a whole different framework, which is closest thing is Suicide Squad. Because there's no other team.
I feel like it ended after they saw Guardians of the Galaxy and they were like, oh, okay, team movies are big. Like if they were able to make a Guardians of the Galaxy movie with these random ass characters, team movies are big. We'll make a team movie. Like I think it ended there. They didn't say anything else about Guardians of the Galaxy. There wasn't like we need to have like make sure we. I think it was just like let's put a team together. What is our team? Well, we could do the Justice League.
Yeah,
That seems like a lot of setup. What else we got? Like, and it's like, Suicide Squad. That's the only other team we got. Batman and the Outsiders. Want to do that? Can do that.
Well, there's
Or just all the whole.
dude, there's
the
Teen
whole
Titans, man.
That
yeah.
I think would have been cool.
Should have been.
That would have been cool.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Teen Titans, that's where.
See, right there, if they would have made a Teen Titans movie, I would have been like, all right. See, they're trying to get like a team of lower grade bad guys together or lower grade good guys together. I don't know.
Those aren't lower grade.
Yeah,
Teen
they are.
Titans are.
Teen Titans.
Dude, those
are
are the
just
second
the
generation.
same- I really thought it was just.
They're
Hey, let's make all these superheroes teenagers.
No,
they're
it's
the
the
second
sidekicks.
generation. That's what
It's
it's.
just
It's the same
it's the
pantheon.
sidekicks of all the other guys just going
It's
together.
Superboy,
But not Young
Superman,
Justice.
It's Robin, Batman. It's what's the Wonder Woman's little sidekick.
Wonder Girl. She has
Is it?
Wonder
Yeah, it's Wonder Girl, and then
amazing chick.
and then
Amazing.
the only ones that are different are Beast Boy and
Starfire. She's
Starfire.
and Cyborg enters it for a
But
little
now
bit.
he's in Justice League, so they moved.
Because he grew up.
Yeah.
Which I don't get.
and
He
then
was not
there's
the one I would have
Kid
taken out of
Flash.
there.
Kid Flash. Yeah. So
Who's it, like
it's the
his younger
same
brother.
No.
No, it's
It's his nephew.
Terry Allen.
I'm
Dude,
Terry.
It's Wally West, man.
Terry goes fast. Terry goes fast.
But no, dude, it's the same pantheon. It's just the second generation.
Teen Titans. Yeah.
Alright, so
I just call it Titans.
Titans.
No, they're Teen Titans. They're all kids. They're supposed to be kids.
I just call it Titans.
So important question:
What's up?
what kind of enemies would Boomer have?
Boomer, dude, his main bad guy is his father.
His main bad.
Yeah, his main bad guy is his father.
But that doesn't have.
No, you said you're gonna kill him.
Yeah, he was gonna.
He
kill
is,
him, like, way
yeah,
later,
that's his
right?
like main goal. Is to
Okay.
kill his father because he's wronged him so much by giving him bomb hands. Because now he can't love.
He can't love.
He can only destroy.
Was he married beforehand?
What?
When did this happen? How old is he?
He was 15,
Oh no.
so he never got to experience anything, and he resents his
And he
father
can't
for
even
it.
touch himself because he's
Can't touch himself. He's gotta do that.
So he's gonna be like a really pissed off.
For
guy
the audience,
always.
I mimed my hands together on my penis because I don't have fingers.
Alex, you don't have to take your penis out.
I
You got it.
do. No, but yeah, Boomer. A lot of his bad guys are like criminals. You know,
No super villain.
no one's a super
what if there was
villain. They're mainly just criminals.
What if there was like a negotiator? You know how like usually there's a bomb person. The negotiator.
There's
is the
always a guy who
anti-
talks him down.
Yeah.
No, that was.
That would be your bad guy.
His main enemy would be the diffuser.
Yeah.
He tries to sneak into his house and
Tries-
just kinda
turns his
fucking
hand, turn
takes
my
some-
hands off. He's like, one day I'll destroy those hands, and then I throw a bomb at him, which is one of my hands.
And after does it like just
Yeah, reconstructs and comes
Reconstructs,
back. It's a
okay.
super advanced bomb. My dad
That's
is a
pretty
very
cool.
smart guy.
It's like Bomberman.
you're Boomer?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is it almost like Bomberman then? Because you know.
Yeah, he's kind of like Bomberman,
Just endless
but
supply
not as
bombs.
cute. Anyways.
So what else is going on in DC? I don't
Well,
know.
I mean,
No,
they're
Rebirth's
still in the
still
middle of
happening.
Rebirth. You know, Lois Lane's got his Superwoman now.
Wally's back, right? Or not Wally?
Wally's back.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
been
Wally's
back.
back, yeah.
Him and Barry. So there's 2 Flashes. There's 3 if you count. What's his name? Bart West.
4 if you count my sex life.
Ooh.
Self-burn.
Put him. You know, Wonder Woman's still going strong. I still don't agree with the Superman thing. I really liked his neck collar. I don't
his
His Superman.
yeah, Man of
his
Steel
outfit
2.
Steel
being like armor is cooler than underwear.
Right? and they still kept it where there's no underwear. They just took off. They gave him back his like 70s open collar showing off the hair chest, and it's like, I thought we
Only these can
I
save
thought
you.
we grew.
Brad.
I thought we moved ahead to futurism, where we, you know, it would make sense if he's from space, he'd wear
Spacesuit
a spacesuit,
Mhm.
and a spacesuit would probably have a collar. So
and a helmet.
why would you take off? Why would you take that off of
He doesn't need
Superman?
oxygen.
Yeah, he
Oh,
doesn't.
yeah,
he
he's
doesn't
Superman
breathe.
breathe oxygen.
Although in the Man of Steel
Yeah.
movie, I always thought it was funny.
In the comics, explained that he just takes deep breaths and he can just go.
Oh, okay. So he doesn't live off of oxygen.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's oxygen on Krypton.
Yeah, because
Oh,
remember
yeah.
Man of Steel movie?
Remember
they showed all the Kryptonians on different planets,
I don't.
and they were wearing space.
The only
helmets.
thing that
Really?
yeah.
the only thing that's different, like, it's the same like an Earth-like planet. The reason why they're so different is their sun is a red sun as opposed to ours was a yellow sun. So that changed physiology because of
Play No Man's Sky, dude.
It's also because of the
You get
because
it.
of the red sun, the gravity was different. That's what makes them so much stronger. Is because the gravity was so much heavier on a red sun. So that when they got to a yellow sun, everything is just
And
lighter.
also, I think like just the radiation,
Yeah.
the radiation type of a yellow sun makes him super,
Stronger, yeah.
makes him like gives him his strength and.
he absorbs.
So when he like fucking spins around the world to
That's fake.
send it back in time.
I don't think that's technically canon.
He's done it. He's done it in a comic book.
He's
Oh,
just
no,
holding
he
his
did?
breath that whole time. Okay.
Dude, it's Superman. He's like,
Why
I'd
did
like
he
to
become-
believe he could just live in space. The whole. That's so silly. I gotta go to the planet apocalypse.
a diver instead of a journalist.
He's Superman. But no, he didn't want attention to himself. All he's trying to do is just get his ear close to the ground so he knows what's going on.
I gotta go see Aquaman. Big audible breath in.
So.
Has there been any like details about
No,
what's gonna happen with Man of Steel 2?
I can only assume that first they have to resurrect him in one of the Justice League movies. That's like because it's
Justice League is coming out before.
How
that.
about a
Yeah.
storyline? First things first. Don't let Zack Snyder.
yeah he can't direct
fucking
it.
touch
He
it.
hates Superman.
Get him away. Get him away.
Well, he
from it.
doesn't hate.
He likes Batman.
But
he likes,
you
like,
can obviously tell that he
Yeah.
associates more with Batman than Superman, and you gave that man Superman, which then turned him into like an emo, dark, brooding Superman. Which
No, it turned him into nothing. He had no character.
yeah, he was boring.
The most exciting thing he did in that movie was hop into a bathtub with all his clothes on.
In Batman vs
Wacky!
Superman, I was
That's
gonna
what
say
I'm talking
at
about,
least
yeah.
in Man of Steel I liked the Superman action. That was great.
Yeah, I don't understand. I hate when. I don't like when like these real movies keep bringing up like, who's gonna pay for all this?
Yeah,
Like,
it's so
I
stupid.
think it's stupid because in the comics they've already handled that. There's companies that handle that, so they should just
right now
assume that's there.
they are. It's already a given that he's not directing. Zack Snyder's not directing Superman.
Who would be the best choice?
Anybody.
I don't know, man. Like, do you know what's crazy about comic book movies or just movies in general is that, like, it used to never be like this, but studios are just taking chances on, like,
Amateur.
Nobody directors.
Not like nobody directors, but just directors that you just would never have thought.
Who's done like one thing?
Yeah,
right?
and it's like a comedy though. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like
the guys who got Power Rangers did that
Yeah.
Project Almanac
Yeah.
found footage movie.
or no, even better.
Did you see that?
No.
Even
Yeah.
better though is
Never mind.
is Thor. The new Thor movie is being directed by the guy that directed, What We Do in the Shadows.
Really?
Yeah.
I know that. That's cool.
And that's what I'm trying to say is like, or the Russo brothers. Before that, they were Community. They directed Community.
Wait, Community? I thought they were Arrested Development.
Arrested Development. I'm sorry. But that's even still. How would you like watching Arrested Development like?
I want that storytelling.
Those directors know how to tell action
Mm-hmm.
perfectly. Like,
well, I mean, what about that scene where I'm trying to think of like any fight that happened.
but that's what
No,
I.
yeah,
There's
no,
no real fighting in that
And
shit.
that's what I'm trying to say is like What We Do in the Shadows. Like, it's a good movie, but
Bad fight.
But you see what I'm trying to say is like they're now giving him like $100 million movie of like with gods,
It's gonna get announced tomorrow. Man of Steel 2, directed by Seth MacFarlane.
I think. Oh, dude.
I mean,
His little
It
CGI teddy bear in it the whole time.
It wouldn't surprise me anymore. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like who knows?
It wouldn't be a bad movie. It wouldn't be
there's
a
a
bad
lot of good fight scenes in Family
Or-
Guy in his movies, so maybe.
Like
maybe.
who-
Could be.
who would be a good? I don't know.
I don't know, man. Whenever it comes to like who could direct this, I'm always like
Like right
could.
now, I just brought up. I just posted something about Dennis Villanueva, who's a great director. He's 48, but he's like the next big thing, and he's now going to be directing Blade Runner 2, and he's going to be directing. Oh, dude, I'm super excited for that.
Hang on.
I gotta say,
Blade Runner was that movie. I think I watched it because you said you watched it and was like, this is terrible. And then I watched
did
it.
not like Blade Runner.
Yeah.
You're not like Blade. Oh, my
So
God.
No.
It
I
is
agree
so
with
dull.
him. It is the most boring sci-fi movie I've ever watched.
I love that
in my
movie.
life.
That's a great movie.
Like,
But
I guess the world's cool, but oh my fucking god,
Well,
get to the point.
But it's just like, so this is what I'm getting at is like, okay, so picture Dennis Villanueva, who's like the next big hotness, right? He directed Sicario,
Russo brothers, old and
which is a
busted.
great
That's
movie.
what I need to see.
But because of that, he then got this new movie that's sci-fi called Arrival. But that, because of Arrival, led to him now getting Blade Runner 2 and all these other, like now he's getting into the big tentpole franchises. But that's the normal route. You see what I'm saying? Whereas now these directors are like doing one movie, like Colin Trevorrow, and Spielberg says, "Fuck it, I love him. Give him Jurassic World." And
What was the movie?
Safety Not Guaranteed.
The
Right.
Tom Hanks movie, right?
No.
Safety-
It was
no,
with
that's
Aubrey
Aubrey
Plaza
Plaza.
and Mark Duplass.
I'm thinking about
And-
that other movie.
And it's like it's the smallest.
Someone with Tom Hanks.
It's the smallest movie about pseudo time travel. Like you don't ever know if he's telling the truth that he's a time traveler or not, and you don't even see it until the very end. It's just about a girl kind of falling in love with this socially inept dude, and again, Spielberg has the foresight to say, that guy knows how to tell a story, man. Let's give him $200 million to tell Jurassic World. And then not only that segues into episode 9.
Okay, I was like, who's the guy who's directing episode? It is him. Okay.
But you see what how?
Well, I mean, he did a damn good job of Jurassic World.
I enjoyed Jurassic World, but that, again, like, what is now the criteria is what I'm trying to get. It's like,
I think I don't know. What it seems like you just have to make something, and then the right person has to see it. That's what it seems like to me. Because like if Spielberg handpicked this guy, that seems like Spielberg handpicked this guy.
From what I can tell,
like,
and this is why I'm more like I used to worry about like I got to know my lenses, I got to know all the new technology, I got to know what's coming out just so that I can stay current and run everything right. And what I'm beginning to find out is that shit. It's important, right? You need to kind of at least know your toys, right? But it's knowing what you want and telling the story in the best way possible. Because what's going to happen is there's no way in hell Colin Trevorrow knew how to direct CG action sequences right off the bat like that. There's no way in hell the Russo brothers. But what Marvel does and what Lucasfilm does is, or Spielberg does, is all right. Do you have a story that you want to tell within what I'm trying to offer you? And if I like it, then, and you know how to do it, then I'm going to make sure you're damn well going to have the people that know how to make that shit. So all you have to do is like,
explain it to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I want a T-Rex to go against a half raptor T-Rex, scuttlefish, and a frog. And they're going to go against it. And then it's going to turn into a Royal Rumble with a raptor.
And then a fish is going to eat them all.
I don't want a fish to eat them
But
all.
you know what I'm trying to say is like,
all right, well, here's a quick mock-up.
well,
Like,
and then you
feeders.
hire the CG director that's like, okay, so how do you want to film it? And then they tell him, and it's like, okay, well, you're gonna have to shoot it like this. And then they're like, okay, well, let's do it. And that's basically pretty much. So all it boils down to is, are you an idea man?
Yeah.
And
can you convey ideas?
And can you convey your ideas correctly to the people that are gonna do or make what you need to make? And that's pretty much it.
If DC wants to one-up Marvel, I say give something to Edgar Wright. Like,
yeah.
Fuck you, Marvel. We're gonna let him do
But
whatever
see,
he wants. And
actually,
we're
you know
win.
what?
I'd watch an Edgar Wright.
He would be a
movie.
great Superman director if he took it in the book that I keep on telling you, which is like if anybody who's gonna make a Superman movie, just read that book, not to follow the story, but to get the tone and the idea. All-Star Superman by Grant Morrison.
All-Star Superman.
That is like the quintessential Superman tale. It just encapsulates just what Superman is about, which is wonder, like thinking big ideas, far out ideas, and going further and beyond than just bank robbers and like crazy, billionaire scientists that want to take over the world. It's about, crazy pseudoscience, crazy big ideas, big villains that have crazy otherworldly powers, and how does Superman solve them? And it's not even really about Superman using his powers. It's just about how Superman solves things without even using his powers. And that's what Superman should be all about. It's not about him like, oh, I can fucking destroy a city, and I'm going to, because I'm going to punch, 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 punch. It's how he's like, oh, how should I not use my powers? Because I know if I do that, it will wreck the city. And how he kind of works away around that. That's the cool stuff. Because, like, in the comic book, Superman is actually fucking genius level. It's not because he's, like...
He's a detective.
He's a detective.
He's not
but the
like
reason
Batman, but he solves problems.
He solves problems, but it's also because he's faster and stronger. Like, his brain works faster. It's faster, smart, like, stronger. So it all relates to that. So, like, when he comes up with a problem or faces a problem, he's seeing, like, every solution faster than what we would think about it. So, in essence, he's almost a genius because of that. And that's the same thing. So, it's just, like, the way he's portrayed is just really grossly a gross injustice to him. Because, yeah, he's boring. He's, like, dry. Yeah, that sounded like a fart, but that was just Brad sitting back.
I try to make my movements quick.
It's just like I just don't understand because the people. It just seems like the people that DC offers Superman to are people who are just big names, but are not even inspired by that character. They're just like, yeah, it's Superman. It's a big name. I should probably take it because it's going to better my career. Yeah, whereas give it to somebody that wants to fucking tell a Superman story and know what they want to do with Superman.
Where of Kevin Smith? I mean, well, he was attached
Dude,
at one point, but
like, I love Kevin Smith for his dialogue and his comedy and just his all out nature of how he does things. But his directing has fallen so hard. You are absolutely right. Like, probably Zack and Mary Make a Porno was probably the last
last good one.
done
Yeah.
movie. Whereas now he just doesn't give a shit. And he's just...
Money.
Well, it's not even money. It's just...
Because his movies aren't making much money.
But
he's just having fun.
And he doesn't want to... He's always stated he doesn't want to expand his skill set. He's that type of person that's like, stick with what you know. And you can tell he has not changed his filmmaking one bit. Maybe a little bit, but that's more because of he's got better equipment to use than him actually saying, wow, if I've got this camera, maybe I should do a fucking pan that can do this movement. Or, oh, let's set up a shot that actually moves in slowly instead of just putting a tripod and putting the camera right there and right on it. You know? Let's think about what that invokes. Like, if this scene is about two people and it's a very tense conversation, how can I use the camera to show that intensity? You know, he doesn't think about that. He doesn't care.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but Red State seemed like it was a really well shot movie.
But that was because, again, I don't think that was a true Kevin. Like, he still had a studio behind him on that.
Did he?
Yeah, that was like right before, like, the whole meltdown. Because that movie caused him the meltdown. Like, I'll sell this. I'll distribute this movie. I'm buying the movie for $1, and I'm going to self-distribute it myself. Or that was Tusk, I think. I forget. One of the two. But
I remember I've watched his stand-up specials, and he's gone into... Specifically, he did like a whole special about Red State.
Yeah. And I don't know, but the guy still knows how to tell comic book stories. Like, he writes for comics. And those books, they're great stories. And again, I think it's because he limits himself. Once he knows he doesn't have to worry about a crew, locations, budget, camera movements, and all that stuff, he writes fantastical stories. But once he knows that he's writing for a movie, he crazy indie budgets himself.
Yeah, just table.
Yeah.
Two people talking for 10 minutes.
And so...
Dick, pussy, dick.
Yeah. Dick and fart jokes. Dick and fart jokes. Weed jokes, dick and fart jokes. Weed jokes, dick and fart jokes.
Noinch.
Snoochie.
So...
Period.
Bunch of Jersey
I don't know.
crap.
I mean, I think Edgar Wright is actually a really inspired choice if DC were to try to pull a coup like
great.
that. You know?
Edgar Wright is like my directorial idol. I would love to make something as good as Shaun of the Dead.
It's pretty great, Shaun of the Dead.
Mine is Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz.
They're all good?
Yeah, they're
I'll
all
be honest,
great,
like,
Hot Fuzz
those
is
movies, if they come
Hot
on,
Fuzz
you
is
can
just
watch them. I feel like
that's
you can watch
my...
them.
We've definitely gotten off comic books a bit, but I'm gonna ask you this anyway. In my experience with Edgar Wright films, the first time I've watched one of them, I've disliked it. Like, with Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and World's End, the first time I watched it, I was like, well, that was disappointing. But then I've gone back and watched it again, and like, oh, this is amazing.
Really? No,
Yeah.
I've liked every single one of them. The only
I
one...
think I've liked him more each time I've watched.
Yeah,
Shaun of the Dead, the first time I watched it, I was like, okay,
I would have to say the only one
and
that
the second time I was like, this is the
I
best
felt-
zombie movie.
that I disliked is more I was disappointed because it was a perfect movie. It was just wrongfully casted. Scott Pilgrim. I love Scott Pilgrim.
Really?
Michael Cera is not Scott Pilgrim. Fuck Michael
That's
Cera.
fair.
Fuck him.
It was still a great movie.
Like,
I like that
love
movie.
Elizabeth Winstead is
That's
perfect.
totally Ramona Flowers.
Yeah, that's all the cast is, like I said, everyone else is spot on. It's Michael Cera as Scott Pilgrim.
I want to see Chris Evans do another character like Lucas Lee.
Dude,
He's so goody two
You know
shoes
who
as
would have been
Captain
perfect as Scott Pilgrim? The guy from the OC. I forget his name. But that guy, he basically...
You know the guy from the OC?
That guy, the character he played in OC was basically Scott Pilgrim.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Seth Green, I think. Or no,
Seth
not Seth Green.
Green.
No.
I'd watch it.
Yeah,
I'll watch
for sure
anything
watch
with
it.
Seth Green.
I want to say, I don't know if his character's name is Seth. But here, let's IMDb it right here, real quick.
Yeah. I mean, while we're going to that, Alex, Boomer.
Adam Brody.
Adam Brody. I don't know who Adam Brody is.
I know that. I've seen that guy before.
Adam Brody.
Nope.
And
No
also,
clue.
Let me see.
if you want a little bit of trivia, he was cast as the Flash in George Miller's Justice League.
Oh wait,
Mad
no,
Max.
that's the guy.
No, that's the failed Justice League movie.
That's the guy from Grind.
That would have been George Miller, Mad Max director.
Well,
Was
yeah,
given
I'm saying,
Justice
I
League.
never heard of
Yeah,
that.
because it never got made because of the writer's strike. Back
Oh,
in
really?
like 2010, 2011. You know who's going to be Batman? Who's going to be Armie Hammer.
I do like me some Armie Hammer.
Armie Hammer was going to be Batman.
Armie Hammer. He was
Ben Affleck.
Social Network. He was one of the brothers.
No, yeah.
He was the Lone Ranger. He was
Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah, Man from U.N.C.L.E. He was
yeah.
a Russian.
Love Man from
Yeah.
U.N.C.L.E.
So
God, such a
there
good
you
movie.
go. Like he would have been the Flash. In a parallel world.
I could see Adam Brody as the Flash.
Yeah, he would have been a great.
That
Flash.
guy's awesome though. I've seen him in a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. Grind. He's
But you see
fucking
what I'm-
hilarious in the movie Grind.
But that's what I'm trying to say is like he would have been perfect
Yeah,
for Scott
for
Pilgrim.
sure.
He would have been
Yeah.
perfect for Scott Pilgrim. He's
He
got
might
a
be
little,
too. I think he's too tall. Was there only
Yeah,
problem?
well,
They were trying.
You
no,
can fake that easily. I
No,
mean,
but-
Tom Cruise.
like just people like who knew that guy would be like, oh, there's no way that
But
guy.
the thing
is Scott
also
Pilgrim.
that is like Scott Pilgrim. Okay, he's got the weird character about him, but he's also a leading man kind of type. And Michael Cera is not a leading man.
Yeah.
Hollywood figured that out.
I think what they
Like he's no longer in leading roles anymore because.
He's gonna be Robin.
But
Lego Batman.
But, you know, that's why, like, Adam Brody's got that kind of... He can play both. He can switch out of the role of being, you know, the nerdy geek, you know, that, and be a leading man at the same time. Because that's what that character was in DOC. Plus, you've seen his portrayal of other characters. He would have been great.
He was also in Jennifer's Body.
Yep, he was
Yeah.
the rock star. He was
He sold her soul to Satan,
Yep.
so he could become famous.
He was also in Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
Was he?
Yeah, he was the agent they were trying to get.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah, I remember that now.
Frank the Tank.
Yeah. Yeah, he's. I like his.
Yeah,
I like.
they
I like
named him
his.
Frank the Tank too. From
He would have made a good
Old
Flash.
School.
He has that like ramble voice.
Yeah.
You know, where he just keeps
Go
talking.
fast. You can talk really fast.
Besides Michael Cera, that movie was pretty.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
Culkin.
Gideon.
What is it? Kieran?
Gideon.
Kieran Culkin.
Kieran Culkin.
He was a great fucking
Yeah.
Wallace.
That guy. Yeah.
And then Jason Schwartzman. God, love him.
He's kind of disappeared.
No, he's not. He's in things. Oh, yeah.
Nope. All right.
Right now, he's in an Amazon show that's really great.
Oh really?
Called Mozart in the Jungle.
I think I've seen that advertised.
It has
I never
Gail
saw, like, a cast
Bernal
for it.
Garcia and this fucking hot ass chick
Right.
as the lead. I forget, but it's all basically the story is basically about the New York Symphony and the drama that goes on in there. There's a lot of sex, a lot of drugs,
A lot of rock and
drama,
roll.
a lot of string.
Well, hang on.
and
Probably
roll.
not. Probably not rock.
Like violin.
New York Symphony.
It's
Yeah.
sex, drugs, and classical music.
Yep.
On this classic episode
Of Mozart in the
of
Jungle.
Mozart in the Jungle.
So, yeah. So and he's pretty funny, and he's actually he's directed a few of the episodes, and he's a producer on that show.
I like Jason Schwartzman.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Okay. I'm just gonna not. I'm gonna stop bringing up movies.
Yeah, because now it's turning into a.
Anyways, Edgar Wright could have
Edgar
totally
Wright.
directed
Superman.
Superman.
Definitely.
And that's our point.
So Boomer.
Yeah, Boomer. What about him?
What's his alter ego?
Alter
Is
ego?
he-
No,
is he-
he's not a hero with an
he's
alter
in-
ego.
is he an
He's a
anti-hero?
man with
He's a
bombs on his
vigilante?
hand. He
He's a
can't
vigilante.
live a normal
Yeah,
life.
so he's in hiding.
So he's constantly.
So he's a
moving.
vigilante,
Yeah.
right?
So he's like a punisher of himself.
Yeah, but he's a good guy. He wants to do good. He wants
He
to help
tries to do
people.
right.
But as before, all he can do is destroy things. So it's
Right.
up to his hero friends, Spider-Man.
Oh, he's
Oh, he's
hanging out with
Marvel.
Spider-Man.
He's Marvel. You put him in Marvel.
Spider-Man. Harley Quinn.
Does that mean
Just a
he
crossover series.
Is he in New York?
No, yeah, all the
Yeah.
time.
Are you sure he's not in Gotham?
He jumps between New York and Metropolis.
Oh, all right.
And Gotham.
And Gotham.
Gotham.
He's going because
I feel like we're gonna get sued for that.
Nah.
Maybe, put it off.
Crossovers used to happen. They used to do that.
Yeah.
They did it once. A couple once or twice. I've seen it.
So he goes from city to city after he's worn out his welcome.
Oh, so he's like the Hulk.
Yeah.
Like in the TV show.
Well, yeah, he has to go.
He
city
tries
city.
to put his thumb out, but he just blows up the next car that passes.
Throws the bomb and boom. Damn it.
But then there's gonna be that fated 12-issue arc where he gets kidnapped by aliens, and then
Oh,
he
really?
And his bombs get more advanced.
and
Oh.
he
He gets
saves,
actual hands.
he saves an entire galactic republic
Guys, this is coming together.
Alright, cool, yeah. And then, like, once he gets the alien hands, the bombs shoot out from, like, his fingers.
Different kinds of bombs.
Yeah.
He's got different
It
kinds
changes.
of bombs. He's
Like,
got
changes.
he can like
bombs
he
that
can like
just go
swing his hand like that and it's a boomerang bomb and like
And then because
Would
of the
that be,
alien,
like, a bomb that comes right back to him and
Yeah.
blows up?
and then
Yeah.
because of the alien technology,
no, it's a bomb
he
he
finally
throws
has
and
hand-shaped
drops off,
bombs,
and
like
then
you
the boomerang
said,
comes back
which
to his
then
hand.
allows him
Connects.
to finally feel the warm touch of an alien princess queen.
Oh, alright. So we can tie it into your movie.
Oh yeah, even better.
Then at one point he gets celestial powers.
Yep.
Yeah. He becomes Celestial Boomer, which is 100 times more powerful than Galactus.
And then the epic conclusion, the trilogy, is coming home because what has happened while he's out in space is that his father has
Taken
turned
over
the
the
entire world,
Oh
turned
my
it into
God.
a post-apocalyptic wasteland, and then now it's up to Boomer.
And he cuts off the hands of people he doesn't like.
Yep.
He keeps cutting off hands.
He just holds his hands around it like a chain necklace.
That's his bad guy name, the Hand Man.
So he's a villain.
Yeah, he's a villain.
Yeah.
He's gotta be a villain. He ran away from his son after he cut his hands off.
And,
Yeah.
and what you always do in
And
the,
the worst
third,
part
in
is-
the third part of the trilogy, you always kind of have to like make it smaller than the big epic sequel. You know, the number 2. You got to kind of make it more about inner
You gotta make it
retrospective.
Die Hard, like all
Yeah.
in one building.
Yeah.
And the
yeah.
worst part is, because his father taught him about explosives, he knows how to beat him. His father knows how to beat Boomer. Boomer is always at a disadvantage when he's going against the Handman.
And that's why Boomer, when Boomer does defeat him, he doesn't use his bombs.
He uses love.
He uses his heart.
Love.
He uses his heart to get.
Come here, Dad. Just bring it in.
You know,
And then his dad, boom! He
You
kills
know,
himself.
everybody-
Do you know what he says? You know what he says to defeat his father?
Boom.
I forgive you, Dad.
Oh no.
I
I forgive you.
And his dad straight up goes, "You bitch!" And he melts and dies. Boomer.
And then Boomer raises his half alien prince son
Boomy.
because his queen died in the
Her
epic
hands were cut
galactic
off
war.
along with her head.
Yeah,
Hands. Why
Her
are-
hands
So
and her
now
head.
he's left to
He's the Handman. He's gonna cut your hands off. That's his thing.
he's left to raise his son alone
Okay.
in this brand new world of post-apocalypticness.
And at that point, he hangs up his bombs.
No, because
No,
remember
he's
he
got
doesn't
hands
he
now.
has
He's got
hands
normal
now.
hands.
Alright,
He's
he
got
doesn't
super
have hands.
advanced hands.
He's got
bombs.
super cosmic enhanced.
They start off as just
You know?
two circular bombs. And then he goes to space and gets hands. And celestial powers.
And then that's the end of Boomer. But then we continue the series on
Dude,
called
who-
Son of Boomer.
Oh,
Who would team up with Boomer? Like, I know Spider-Man was there at the beginning to help him learn how to be a hero. But
Slimer from the
No, dude.
Ghostbusters.
I would give him Hawkeye.
Hawkeye?
Yeah, dude.
oh yeah, they'd be a good team up.
Yeah,
They'd be a good team.
yeah. So he throws bombs.
And then
Hawkeye
he blows
shoots
them up
the arrow. Yeah. See?
for the perfect.
He's like Boomer, throw napalm. He's like,
I'm curious because you mentioned before. What's the actual Boomer? Like, what's his?
Actually, the real Boomer is from the X-Men side of the thing.
Okay.
That makes
And
sense.
it's a she, not a he.
Oh no.
And she has the power to create concussive force, like
Get you
bombs.
clap and stuff.
Okay.
No, she just like
There could be two Boomers. though.
yeah. I mean, there's 2 of everything. 2 Spider-Mans. 2.
This
I mean,
Boomer is
think about-
technologically
think about,
exploding.
Think about how many
Raw.
Robins there are. There's so many Robins
There's
out
so
there.
many. Dude, I
All
remember,
called
real
Robin.
quick, going back to this guy, I heard a rumor on the internet that Joker is supposed to be the Robin from that universe.
Nah, it got shot down.
Bad Joker.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait,
I mean, that makes sense to me
the
though.
Jared Leto Joker.
Yeah, that Joker's
He's
supposed
to be
Jason Todd. Yeah.
but the director and the other creators were like, no, that's all.
See, I thought, like, all the hearsay was gonna say the Suicide Squad showed how Robin died,
Yeah.
and that's was gonna be like why.
It's
Batman
that's
was
if
like,
anything that's gonna show up in the Batman movie.
I
Solo
hope
Batman.
Fair.
Robin's in the Batman movie and dies in that movie.
It'd be a flashback
That'd
because
be a great
the
movie.
whole movie
That's what I'm
takes
saying.
place in Arkham
I just hope.
Asylum.
I just want to see Robin not look stupid on the screen again. Like I like the old movie Robins. I think those look really cool. It's just I want to see him again.
You either
Because
gotta-
like the fact that they took pretty much that same design and put it into Arkham games, because like
Yeah.
it's literally like just transferred over. Makes you think
If you
they
get
nailed Robin a
either
long time ago.
you make it Dick Grayson or you make it Tim Drake. You don't do Jason Todd.
It's too complicated.
It's just ridiculous.
It's too complicated, man.
And then if you can portray them like they do in Batman the Animated Series, like Dick Grayson as a Robin in Batman Animated Series, that was great, you know. Or Tim Drake, you know, because he was a little bit shorter. I didn't really watch Teen Titans Go.
You could do the Damien one and make him like really brooding.
Yeah, that's it. But then you gotta explain all that backstory about. You know.
I don't know. They could just drop it in there like, I know you're my son. He's like, what?
Damien is
or
a great...
bring back Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Robin.
I just like Robin.
Pick up from.
I loved that version of Robin, the Damien Robin. Because,
He's a great
like,
Robin.
because like it's so different to any other Robin.
Well, he wants to kill.
Like, but he doesn't take shit from Batman either.
Yeah.
Like Batman will be like, do this. He's like, fuck you, Batman. Like,
he's like,
where were you, Dad?
Yeah, he's like, first of all, I was trained by the League of Assassins.
Yeah, Ra's al Ghul's my real father.
Like,
Twat.
And he's like, don't kill. I kill everything.
Yeah, I'll stab a motherfucker if I want to.
So
to me, like Damien leading the Teen Titans makes more sense than like any of them because he's so serious and like tactical and like.
Well, did you see? You know that there's that new book.
I want to read that.
With Damien and the son of Superman.
Right? I want to see.
Batman.
I also want to see that Teen Titans movie, that the animated movie that just.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet. It looks fucking awesome. It's like the Justice League versus Teen Titans. Cool.
Alright, so I guess to wrap up like superhero comics, since I'm here. Let's start a new segment called Educate Brad, and I want you guys to both give me like a story arc of comic of any superhero that you think I should read.
Oh man,
Does it you want it to be superhero?
Dude, read the Armor Wars from Iron Man.
Armor
It'll
Wars,
teach you like
Iron Man.
all about Iron Man.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I'll keep it with.
And you get to see like all the cool
X-Men
suits.
I already told you to read Astonishing X-Men. You never finished it though, did you?
I don't think I ever
started it.
I've yet to read an X-Men comic.
I will say read Astonishing X-Men.
X-Men comics are literally all great. I love them.
But Astonishing is awesome. But I'd probably say if you want me to give you a good contained story, I would say read Executioner's Song.
Executioner's Song. Is that also X-Men?
It's all of them. It's X Factor, X-Men, Uncanny. It was a big crossover.
Okay. Alright, cool.
But, so those are that's your homework.
Right.
But let's talk about something that you do read.
I do read.
Which is Archie.
Archie comics.
Which is a beloved book to me as well.
Yeah, you brought it up last time, and I went ham on Archie. Yeah, because Alex didn't give shit about
tell me, so tell me, how do you feel about Archie now?
Archie has been great.
Right?
I've loved every issue. That's
now why though? But why?
Because that's the exact. I've read a lot of. Well, I guess not a lot. I went into a little bit of comic books, all pertaining around Civil War. I liked them, but Archie comics are like the exact comics that I like. Just real life, issue to issue. Just like it's all a continuation of the same area. That's the same reason why I like that Something Positive that I said. It's just the same group of people extended. But I obviously didn't read any old Archie. I never really got into any of that. But this new, I like it.
Do you like how the relationships are like? And when I say relationship, just it doesn't have to be like romantic relationship. I'm talking about like best friends and just all the interactions with each other.
Yeah, I like Archie and Jughead are like really cool with each other. I like how they really care about each other, but they're just at the same time
doing their own thing.
The normal like insult each other,
yeah.
But they really love each other. I also, from like seeing comments on the sites that I've read the sites on, I've read the issues on, not the sites. It's really interesting to see how there is a fine line between people that are like, how the fuck is Archie not back with Betty? And fuck you, he needs to be with Veronica.
Really?
Like I like it. I'm very much. Why the fuck is he not with Betty?
Yeah, I'm on the Betty camp as well. But again, remember, we've all read it. I'm current now with you as well.
Okay, cool.
I went to that other side, but it's still kind of like you kind of know why they broke up, but it's still nothing's been resolved.
Yeah,
like
have one conversation. It would be all fixed.
If they had the conversation or had some sort of resolution about why they broke up, then yeah, they would definitely be together. But that's also the reason why it's that sitcom nature. Like I mean, you probably didn't. I think you watched Friends. I mean, it's not the big thing, but it's the same thing like Ross and Rachel. Like,
yeah.
they could have been together like
since the beginning.
They could have solved so many issues if they had just the one simple talk.
Yeah.
And they never did, but it kept the nature and the drama of the show going.
Which makes total sense.
But the one thing that I do like and don't like is like, okay, so yeah, they're definitely doing that with Archie and Betty, right? You know that they definitely still have feelings for each other. You know that it could all be solved if they would talk their feelings out in one big conversation. But they're not doing that for the sake of drama to keep the story going, right? But what I really like about it, though, is how they're handling it in terms of, like, when you see that they do acknowledge it. Like, they could could fix it, but human nature, like, it's believable. Like, when they're alone together, which is rare at the moment in the current story,
right.
You know, you can see that they both want to have that conversation, but either from hubris or pride or embarrassment, they just hold back from saying anything about what they really want to talk about.
Or interruption. I think like issue 8 or 9.
Yeah, I think Veronica, or is it
Betty and Archie are in his garage talking,
or her garage because he's working on. Oh no, she visits him because he's playing the guitar.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're like so close, and then she fucking
And
calls.
then she
God
calls.
damn it.
You know, but you see what I'm saying? Like, that's believable as opposed to just giving them some asinine reason as to why they're not really talking or whatnot.
Yeah.
You can tell. It just feels more real. You know, believable.
Yeah,
you know?
that's exactly the type of comic I like. Real life.
Mm-hmm.
I love reading that kind of shit.
Yeah, and again, like, I just really like that the characters are so relatable. They're very relatable, which before, you know, Archie comics back from the 50s and whatnot, they were like so cartoony. You know, they were trying to do what they were doing now, but just.
Hey, I'm really sad on the inside.
Yeah, it was like a Sunday strip type of cartoon. You know,
it looked like it belonged in a newspaper.
Yeah, and
I'm back.
It just doesn't. It just never felt right. But you know, with this new art style, the way you know, these characters all have, like, not demons, but they're not perfect. You know, like that. Yeah, like Archie back in the 50s and 60s never had that. You never knew. Like, Jughead was once the mighty king of all the kids. You know, he was the richest family. You know, and then now he's fallen on hard times, and his family can barely even afford to live. You know, that's added, you know, layers right there.
What age are they supposed to be in the original comics? Like,
they're always supposed to stay anywhere between 16 and 18.
Really? Because they look like they're 10.
Yeah, that's just the art style.
Yeah.
But, you know, again, this new art style, I mean, I wish Fiona Staples had stayed on the book instead of just doing the first, like, 4 or 5 issues. But that they've still kind of retained somewhat of that same serious style, or at least modern style throughout, you know. And, yeah, I mean, I definitely am in the Betty camp for Archie.
Oh,
yeah.
Like,
but that's also just. But again, it's also that's why it works so well. Is like, it just, those two girls are just the prototypical types for the majority of guys. Like, some guys like the tomboy who's gonna be not only, you know, your partner, but your best friend, but, you know, she can probably beat your ass in video games just as good as you, or, you know what I'm saying?
No way.
Yeah. or some guys like the girl that you have to bring the flowers to, and, you know, do the whole, you know, boyfriend, the real boyfriend girlfriend relationship type thing.
I do like, from the last few issues, that Veronica seems to be making more of an effort to relate to him. And that's
what it was in the original, was that, you know, both the girls are actually good characters. They're not, and well-rounded girls. That's what made it so hard for Archie to go, you know.
They're just different.
Yeah, they're just, exactly. One's like night and one is day.
Somebody should really suggest polyamorous to these guys.
You guys could just Polly? You're Polly?
So I'm kind of interested in seeing where they go.
Just right, it goes to Polly.
Yeah, I think the new issue comes out at the end of this month.
Yeah.
So, god damn it, now I'm like gonna have to wait issue to issue, because I'm definitely not gonna be waiting.
Right?
As soon as it releases, I'm gonna be reading it.
I'm still trying to get you on the Saga. Saga, it is a really good book.
I want to read Saga too. I haven't read it yet.
You want to check it out?
Yeah, please do.
For the next one. Again, I will say, you gotta check out something positive. It's so many great characters. Like, there's a huge cast in that show that they just kind of jump around to, so you get single storylines from each one.
I'm gonna have to get I'll definitely get started on reading that one.
The only reason I didn't read it was because it's so daunting.
There's so much.
It's just so much stuff. It's just so much to read for me. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just a lot. It's like, how many years?
It is. I think it's close to 15 years.
It's 15 years. Like,
yeah,
it's daily,
I
right?
think it started out
2001.
It started out
Was it
December
weekly?
of 2001. So I think this is his 15th year.
Wow,
Right.
that's impressive.
And
That's a lot to take on. And then, like, it's not that it's hard to read. That's not what I'm saying. But it's like remembering what has happened throughout all of those things is what I'm scared of. You know what I mean?
I guess I can't really relate
like,
to that since I've
I don't want to be like
all 10 years in like 3 weeks.
I don't want to like rereading it and be like, what?
Well, he also, the good thing about, I think the guy's name is like Randy McCollin, I think his name is. He also kind of does the same thing in regular comics. Like, if he brings up a character that hasn't been at the bottom of the comic, it's like asterisk. If you want to know about this character, go back to issue blah blah blah.
Okay.
Yeah, something positive. I think I fell out. I think I haven't read like the last 2 months worth of. He updates it fucking daily.
I'm sure.
Okay, so it is every day.
Yeah.
Oof.
I mean,
Jeez,
usually
insane.
he like.
That's
He
crazy.
doesn't- he doesn't do
art. Is his art simplistic? So that allows him to be able to
I'd
publish.
say
every
it's
day?
like
It's-
well drawn, simple stuff. But
Yeah, I
it's
mean-
like simple but extremely well drawn.
Fuck it, we've got the power of the internet right here.
That looks awesome. That's gonna be my new profile picture.
Oh, sweet. It definitely, you can see as I bring it up, it's evolved over the years. It started out very like Flash, almost Cyanide and Happiness, almost,
Okay.
but a little bit better. So let's see, it'll bring up today's comic. That's not today's comic. Sometimes he also just does updates like this. Previous comic. No, okay, goddamn. He also does weird shit, just like this is also my real life, and this is how.
This is what I'm going through right now.
Okay, so this is the kind of style going on right now.
That's not bad.
And then if you go to first comic, this is where he started out.
That's still pretty good.
I mean, it's always been
He stayed true to his style.
Yeah, a lot of copy paste backgrounds for the first year or so.
It's like
more like single color backgrounds and stuff like that. But yeah, I've always enjoyed reading this comic.
I definitely gotta check.
I gotta add that to my my browser stuff for taking poops.
Yeah, I kind of been like, since I brought it up last time, that's kind of been my thing in the mornings when I get to work, because there's usually like a 20-minute period from when I pull into work to when I clock in, where I'm just sitting in my truck. I've started rereading all of it, so I'm like halfway through the first year again.
That's great.
I think that's.
I think we're at the end, you guys.
Another long one, hour 20. Cool, we did it.
Yeah, good job, boys.
Excellent.
It's time to do the usual pub ourselves.
Yeah, I like this intimate side stuff. Like, I've always thought that 3 people was like the perfect amount for a podcast. Anything more, it starts to get a bit muffled.
Not too much talk over.
But
it's our thing now, so
it's probably gonna happen. Yeah, so we'll go and pub stuff. For me personally, you can follow me at Dear Mr. Blackwell on Instagram, Twitter, Hee-Haw Shofar on Snapchat, but I don't really do stuff on Snapchat, so don't bother.
it was on that instant snap.
Snap?
Yeah, did you see about? Have you seen that? Instagram just put out Snapchat.
Oh, right.
They just pretty much without the funny filters.
Yeah, I think I'll probably get out of Snapchat again and just start using that.
It's way simpler.
Insta chat?
Yeah, instant snap.
It's
Snap to chat.
Well, it's more just like the story feature of Snapchat, right?
Yeah.
It's just you can have a story.
Like 6 seconds?
But you can also draw on it. You can also write words.
I don't know if there's a time limit at all. It's just more
it's like a set time limit.
You put it on there and it'll be on your story for 24 hours.
But you
and
can can still watch that over and over. I don't know. Yeah. It's Snapchat.
Oh. Social media.
It makes sense. It seems like honestly, this is what's gonna kill Snapchat. Because
Anyway.
people are all they have to do is add features.
Yeah.
Once they add features, bye bye Snapchat.
Yeah. Which, you never really like the filters are cool, but that was like
I deleted Snapchat. I can't even tell you how long ago.
I re-downloaded it for our thing to kind of get back.
I just hate it.
Barely touched it,
I don't know.
but
I don't get it. It's weird as social media to me because it seems like it's so personal, but at the same time, I guess it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah, because a lot of the people on my Snapchat are like, "Oh, that's cool. I know you sent that to like 20 other people now, so it's not
It's this
personal
weird
at all."
thing. Like look, like someone sent you a snap. Look what I saw, and it's like, oh, well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
He sent that to your entire friends list.
I
I don't know.
what you're saying.
I don't like Snapchat.
Big Bits, how do we find you? Big
Oh,
Bits?
you find me at Pigbits.
Yeah.
Spell it how it sounds. At PIGPIBTS. PITS. Whatever.
PIG.
Pigbits on the Twitter, on the Instagram. That's all I got. So yeah, follow me.
Yeah. All right.
And you can find me at K_Kwan, KWAN, on the Twitters, and if you are, you can see my profile pic on Facebook. You just type in Kris Kwan, but that's private. That's for stuff. But I'm on Instagram too. Same thing, K Kwan. If you find me there, we can see some behind the scenes shots. If not on our other the 1747 Instagram, but I'll also be taking photos while we're shooting or on the set of whatever we're doing.
Any new photo we take.
Remind me, like the last 3 podcasts that we've recorded, I've been wanting to get like a picture of the setup to post on that, and I've just forgotten every time. So do not let me forget. As soon as we hit stop here, to take a picture.
Also, please share this. If you're listening, share
and comment.
Comment and share. We want to hear back.
Yeah, feedback.
If you're like Kris, you're a fucking asshole, or Alex, you don't talk loud enough, or Brad,
That's not going to be an issue.
Alex talking too softly.
I know. I was being facetious. But we definitely
brought a cat.
Yeah, but you said you're an asshole, and that's spot on.
Oh.
Hey, someone's got to be the asshole of the group. But yeah, we definitely want to hear back from you. What
Feedback
you
is
think?
important, guys.
If you guys want us to talk about something that you guys read, or anything.
Just talk about it down there. Just start talking about it. We'll talk about it with you.
But let us know if you want us to start the Boomer comics.
Yeah, dude.
We will. Honestly, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't.
I mean, that whole storyline, that's at least 50 issues.
Dude,
right there.
it's 100. You can stretch it out. You can add shit that doesn't matter.
But more than anything, please share us. We want to try to get the word out on us, with not only just the podcast, but with the shows. We've got another show coming on pretty soon. So, we're just trying to expand and get as many eyes and ears on this channel as possible. So
yes,
please do that.
Like, subscribe,
Come
follow,
with us.
all things
Yeah,
are us.
we're gonna make you laugh. We
Come with us on this ride.
What's that Men's Warehouse?
You're gonna like the way
you're gonna like the
You're
way
gonna like the way we make you laugh.
I guarantee it.
I guarantee it.
I hate that guy.
unless it's not your.
Unless it's not your cup of tea.
Yeah,
Then fuck you.
And then go to.
In which
BuzzFeed,
case, still
'cause you're
leave
an
it.
asshole.
Yeah.
And that's what
And
you
BuzzFeed sucks.
All right.
Although I did learn something about BuzzFeed real quick.
What
We
did
cut
you
this out. But they would do that clickbait stuff, just like those 25 cutest cats.
Yeah.
And then, like, as you click on that, the next articles on there would all be like, Darfur, kids dying, honest news stories, but they just need to, like, pull you in with cute cats so that you would click on the news stories.
That's really interesting. I'm gonna cut this out.
Yeah, you
cool.
should. You should. It's about
All
BuzzFeed.
right.
Fuck BuzzFeed.
We will see you next week with the bonus round, the video game podcast.
Yeah! You know what we're talking about then.
No Man's Sky.
All right,
like,
guys.
all
We
of it.
will see you next time. Bye-bye.